Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Make America Lit, back with another NBA 2K23 video. And in today's video, I have a special episode of Badge Breakdown for you guys. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing underrated Hall of Fame badges. Now, just so you guys know, for this list, I obviously didn't include, obvious badges like Limitless Range, Agent 3, Glove, Deadeye, Unpluckable, and Blinders. Because they're obviously good badges. These are more so for the underrated badges that people really won't really run on a Hall of Fame level. So just keep in mind while you're watching this video, you're not going to be seeing badges like that or like killer combos or limitless takeoff on the list, because we already know that those badges, one, aren't underrated, and two, they're some of the most used, most powerful badges in the game, especially on the Hall of Fame level. So you won't be seeing badges like that. So just so you guys know, I don't want you guys leaving comments saying like, oh, why didn't I include Limitless Takeoff or Deadeye or Glove or something? That's the reason why I didn't want to put those badges, because again, like I said, they're not underrated. People know about those badges, and they're some of the strongest badges, period, in the game. Not even on the Hall of Fame level, just as badges, they're some of the most useful, powerful badges in the game. So moving on, the first badge I'm going to be talking about, and it's our first finishing badge on the list, is Bully. Now, I've seen countless videos of people trying to say that Bully is useless or that it isn't good, but that's just not true. I think people came into NBA 2K23 expecting Bully to be this super OP badge, but even then, it's still extremely useful. I'm pretty sure I made a video on this on the channel before 2K23 dropped, because I've seen so many YouTubers making videos talking about how OP Bully's going to be, and Bully's going to be this, and Bully's going to be that. And I think people just had this ridiculous expectation of what Bully was going to be and how it was going to function. I think Bully shines the absolute best when pairing it in conjunction with other, badges. Just slapping Bully or Bully on Hall of Fame, yes, it's going to help you with finishing at the rim, sure. It's going to help you trigger those, Bully animations where you just, bruise people out of the way and stuff. But if you want to get the most out of Bully, I think you also need to pair it with some levels of, Fearless Finisher and Acrobat, or even, a low level of, Pro Touch and stuff like that. Those two badges in conjunction with a high level of Bully is really going to turn you into Giannis down low when it comes to finishing and stuff like that. So I do think that Bully is an underrated badge, especially on the Hall of Fame level, when you can, see those animations pop more frequently. I think people just aren't using it in the right situations, or they just have a really high expectation for Bully. Bully is more so like a really good one-on-one badge. It's really a good fast break type of badge. Like, Bully isn't going to be very useful in a 5-on-5 half court setting where there's so many help defenders that can come over and help as you're pushing somebody out the way. And again, like I said, I think a lot of people are just utilizing it wrong, or they just have really ridiculous expectations of what Bully was going to be. If you go back and watch some of those videos that people were making of what they thought Bully was going to be like and how it was going to be, it was just ridiculously over the top expectations, in my opinion. Moving on to our next badge, or badges, I should say, we have Fearless Finisher and Acrobat. Our next badge, like I said, it's a combo of badges, all right? So we're looking at Fearless Finisher and we're looking at Acrobat. Now, both of these badges are really strong badges in general. We already know how deadly the chain shot, double clutch, double tap in, square, or whatever, layup spam with Acrobat is. Even on the bronze level, you're going to be dropping a high rate of double clutch layups. I've seen dudes go absolutely ape shit in the rec, just double clutching every layup and making it. And then, I'm like, oh, well, what do you have Acrobat on? Oh, it's on bronze. And I'm just like, wait, what? You have bronze Acrobat and you're making like the BS layups that you're making in LIA on bronze. But for me, the real reason why Acrobat is so goated, and I even discussed this in the Acrobat badge breakdown video originally early in the year, the reason why Acrobat is so goated is because it impacts every type of layup, not just the double clutch, chain shot, layup spam. It impacts every layup, every drive animation that you do. It's going to give you a boost on double clutch layups, Euro step layups, hop step layups, spin layups, half spin layups, cradle layups, and even reverse layups. Acrobat is basically 2 badges in one. You're getting Acrobat and you're getting fancy footwork. A really OP strong finishing badge from like 2K, I want to say 2K20, I think it was in, where fancy footwork was just ridiculous. If you had that badge, you was just hop stepping around everybody. Now, because they took fancy footwork out, we don't get that boost of beating people off of the hop step anymore. But if you read the description of Acrobat, you'll see that you still get that boost if you're running Acrobat. So that's another reason why I really like running this on a high level. And then when you pair it with Bully as well, you basically turn into like a prime Braun, if you will, just a nightmare for defenses. Now obviously this doesn't mean that you'll just have free points at the rim every time. You'll still need to know when to drive and how to finish and whether you should hop step or Euro or reverse. But I think running these badges will easily give you your best chance at finishing. Since I've combined Fearless Finisher with Acrobat and Bully, I've just been absolute nightmare with my point for it. Now, keep in mind, I don't even get Bully on Hall of Fame on that build, but I do get Hall of Fame Fearless, Hall of Fame Acrobat, and Silver Bully. I still go crazy when it comes to driving to the rim and stuff. Moving on, our first shooting badge, or the only shooting badge I really should say on the list, and that's going to be Volume Shooter. Volume Shooter has moved up the rankings, at least for me. I won't get into a long-winded discussion on this badge because I briefly talked about it in a recent badge breakdown update on the channel a couple weeks ago, which I might just leave a link to the video in the description if you haven't already seen it. But basically, with the recent tweak to shooting, whites have been going in at a slightly higher rate. With 2K being green or missed this year, Volume Shooter just wasn't as impactful or useful to me as it was in the previous year, meaning Green Machine was valued way higher this year than Volume Shooter, where it was the opposite last year because Volume Shooter was giving you a boost towards your shot and your green window, regardless of whether you made the shot or missed the shot, whereas Green Machine requires you to hit 2 shots before you get that boost. And in some cases, I just flat out just stopped equipping the badge because I was just like, well, if I got to make it in order to, get the boost, and it's just like, or if I got to green the shot in order to make the shot, what is the purpose of even me having Volume Shooter? So, I went and dropped Volume Shooter down to silver, then I dropped it down to bronze, and then it got to the point where I wasn't even running Volume Shooter. I just took it off and was just running Hall of Fame Green Machine, or the highest level of Green Machine I could get. Now with the patch to shooting, Volume Shooter actually has a little bit more use now, especially on the higher levels for those who aren't higher rated shooters. I feel like you can get the most out of this badge now for sure. Moving on to our only playmaking badges on the list, we're going to be discussing is Dimer and Floor General. And while I prefer Dimer over Floor General, I do think that if you can grab both, your team will benefit greatly. As I said previously, with the tweak to shooting and whites dropping and stuff like that, with finishing at the rim being so weird now in 2K as well too, you want any and all boosts you can get. Especially if it means you can help boost your team's ability to finish, to shoot, all of these things, to hit their greens. It's going to translate to more baskets and thus more wins, And at the start of the year, I wasn't, as high on Dimer as I was in previous 2K because, again, you needed to green the shot. So it's like I could be running Hall of Fame Dimer, hitting you in the corner, but if you can't time that shot, that Hall of Fame Dimer really didn't mean much at all at the start of the year, which is why so many people wasn't really running Dimer, and if they was running it, they were running it on bronze. But now you can actually get a lot more use out of Dimer, and then when it's paired with Floor General, boosting all of your teammates' offensive attributes, they're going to not only just shoot better along with the Dimer boost, but also with the additional +1, +2, +3, or +4 to their attributes that you're going to get from Floor General, it's going to change the game for you. And that's what makes Floor General so useful, is that it isn't just going to impact the shooting, which most people like to use it for, because if you're running Hall of Fame Floor General, if somebody has a 73 ball, that's 73 balls now 74. If they have a 76, that's now an 80. That's a big difference. +4 points to an attribute makes a hell of a difference. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure +4 is the difference between bronze, unpluckable and silver unpluckable, because I think you need a 84 ball handle to get silver unpluckable, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, fact check me on that, but that's a +4 difference between 80 and 84. That's a whole level of unpluckable, you know, so it does matter. I know some people say, oh, floor general don't matter, you don't need it, but nah, it can, you know, balance things in your favor. And the thing about it is that it also impacts other offensive attributes like free throw, ball handling, and pass accuracy. So not only are you helping boost their shooting attributes, which was going to lead to more baskets scored, more shots falling and stuff like that, but if you're boosting their ball handling and passing, that can potentially cut down on turnovers for your team. So that's why I feel like, you know, not just Dimer, even though I prefer to run Hall of Fame Dimer over Hall of Fame floor general, if I could run both, I'm running both, you know. That's just me, though. So I feel like it's very useful and, again, very underrated. And then finally, our last badges that we're going to be talking about, and that's going to be our defensive badges, and that's going to be Menace and Challenger. You know, I already explained why I was so big on Menace in my original badge breakdown video as well. Drop a link to the video in the description in case any of you haven't seen it. But I'm actually doubling down on this badge. Again, as you may have noticed, it's kind of a repeated trend on why these badges are super underrated with me, especially with the tweak to shooting. Whites dropping as they're patching badges, patching, you know, animation, shots, tweaking shooting, and, you know, tendencies and stuff like that, sliders. You're gonna, you know, your badges and what works, what doesn't work is gonna change as well as the game changes along with us. And I just feel like you're going to need the extra boost to defense, because now that whites are falling a little bit more. You know, before it was just like, well, if he's not greening that shot on me, he's missing. I don't even care. But now it's like, well, they could hit a white now. So, you know, they're not just dropping whites left and right, don't get me wrong. But it is dropping at a higher rate. So Menace was already an OP badge in my opinion, with steals being as OP as they were this year. And then especially with the devs never patching steals or glove, and they just basically leaving it there as a free-for-all, you know, Menace is just going to add on to that OP-ness. As I've said in the previous video, you know, the badge breakdown, is going to drop the player's offensive ratings when guarded closely. On a Hall of Fame level, you're dropping their ratings by +4 points, you know, when you're guarding them closely. So again, like, the +4 matters a lot to floor general when you're adding 4 to somebody's attributes. When you're taking 4 away, it's going to make, you know, a hell of a difference as well when you're comparing attributes and badges. You know, a 80 ball handle with silver unpluckable, right? Let's say that, you know, they can get silver unpluckable somehow with an 80 ball handle, right? I'm just spitballing an idea here, right? Or let's say a 84 ball handle with silver unpluckable versus a 85 steal and silver glove might be a little equal, all things considered, depending on what the levels are. You look at the silver glove, I think 2K Labs put out like a video talking about glove versus unpluckable and stuff, right? So let's just say that silver glove 85 steal is equivalent to silver unpluckable in the 84 ball handle, right? But if you're running Menace and you're dropping that ball handle rating down, that 84 now becomes an 80. So now you have an 80 ball handle with silver unpluckable versus an 85 still in silver glove. That 84 and 80 might make way more of a difference. That 5-point difference between an 80 ball handle and an 85 still could definitely make enough of a difference to, you know, tilt the scales in your favor. So that, along with badges like Challenger, you know, which is going to help with perimeter contests, I just feel like it's just very, very underrated. I see people running like, you know, bronze Challenger or silver Challenger, and they feel that, like, yeah, sure, that's more than what they need. But Hall of Fame Challenger, you are just going to be a nightmare. And personally, I like to rock it on my two-way shooter. I have a two-way shooter build with a 99 steal and like a 90-something perimeter defense, like a 95, 96. I couldn't tell you what the perimeter defense is per se, but just know that defensively, it's a like absolute nightmare, Kawhi Leonard-esque build. And Hall of Fame Challenger, just like people hate me when I'm on that build, man. So there you have it. Those are my underrated Hall of Fame badges. To go over the list again, we're looking at Bully, Fearless Finisher and Acrobat, Volume Shooter, Dimer and Floor General, and of course, last but not least, Menace and Challenger. It's been your boy Make America Lit. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K23 content. I'm out, guys. Peace.